First time. Absolutely outstanding in their 2-1 win against the Philippines. Hasn't managed to have the same impact in this game.
Monglin fouled. Not by Pitchapong. He was just on the receiving end, although he was making sure Monglin wasn't going anywhere.
It certainly wasn't.
There's Monglin. Minton. Onkiai. There's the main man. Keelan. Just picked off by Tiraton, the left back. And then Tiraton just does enough to prevent Zhou getting to the byline.
Zhou reasonably well. Just to play very wide. He hugged that touchline. It's found it difficult to find those couple of yards of space to be able to work the ball into the box. Myanmar did find that very difficult in the first half.
Pong is flat out on the deck. Once again, he's only a little fella, Keelan, but there's a physicality about him. Well, that time he's just made a back and a bridge. Panyapong has gone flying over him.
Dangerous when you've got your eye on the ball, you're going up for a header. Your opponent basically doesn't stand his position as Keelan did. We see him picking up a yellow card for that.
Anucha. Zhou clears. There's a little bit of something there. Yampeng on the receiving end, but Tirasin, still Tirasin. Jack Raffon forced wide. And then when the cross comes in, 3 red shirts ready to clear. And that's well defended. He's done pretty well, Zhou.
It should have been Myanmar throw in right there. Come off the feet of Anucha. Bit of sloppy play there. Sumanya really did need to just lay it off, keep possession. A little bit critical of both teams in that first half, just giving away possession. A bit too simple fashion. See Thailand defending very high at the park in the early stages of this second half. Tirasin, Sumanya.
They found very tight on the back of. Seems to have dropped into left back. Seems to have a couple of positional changes from Myanmar. Tirasin will chase. Brings to Sumanya. Tirasin. Jack Raffon. Tirasin in a heap, as is Jack Raffon. And Myanmar come away with the ball. Keelan couldn't control it. Anucha. Terrific overlap, Tiraton. Looks for Jack Raffan near post. Thrilling play from Thailand. Anucha, Tiraton, Jack Raffan, it's quality.
It certainly is. Jack Raffan, just hitting that near post area. Just worked his way into a position too far in front of that near post, makes it very difficult for him to angle it back towards goal. Tiraton, delightful ball into that near post. Plenty of discussion going on once again. Winfried Schaefer does not stop talking.
Sumanya, Tirasin, Tillerson for 2, and he looks at the pitch, he looks on the floor, he looks anywhere apart from towards his manager.
Tillerson breaking forward, himself in plenty of space. You see right there, it seemed as though it was a good save in the end, but it was just a poor finish.
1-0 down, you're always in the game. Anuchan. Again, it's a little bit more aggression from Nanglinu. He lives on the edges. First and second challenge.
Certainly nothing wrong with that. You do need that aggression in midfield. You're down a goal. So important it is for Myanmar to get a result in this game.
Beerfam. Monglin. Covers ever so well, Monglin. It does look like the skipper's slotting in at left back, which was releasing Phyo Ung to get further forward for Myanmar. At the moment, though, they've got to defend. Tillerson's there. The two centre-backs. Choratit and Panupong may well make a way forward. Steeraton has got a 1 for a left foot. Tillerton's ball. Tidhu save. Tillerson does well. The centre back putting the ball in towards the goalkeeper. Takes it quickly to Hasitu. Now the free kick goes against Myanmar. A little bit scrappy this opening 10 minutes or so, PJ.
Both teams finding it difficult just to get the ball on the ground, build up any continuity in their play. Keelin in particular is finding it very difficult to get into the game. It's been marked very tight in the second half.
Samanya hits the deck, but no free kick. Zo'u.
You just see the frustration of not being able to make that pass. Both teams playing with plenty of intensity, just lacking composure. So we're witnessing some interesting antics from Alfred Schaefer.
Has been told off for going out his technical area.
Certainly enthusiastic individual.
Minton lets that run. Tillerson chased. Somehow they've got out of this with a throw-in. Jack Raffam, I suppose, has had a good start to the second half. We've seen him switch left and right.
He does work hard to get forward and support Tillerson. Does like to drift into those wide areas as well. Has a little bit more width going forward. Just in the first 10 minutes of this second half, Thailand have found it difficult to dominate the middle of the park as they did do in the first half.
David Tan. Whoa. You shall not pass, says Panupong Wongsa. David Tan will need some treatment because he's taken a hefty knock into the midriff area. So
David Tan just pushing the ball. His opponent right there, straight into him. It seems though he's a little bit winded. Always difficult for the defender. Really do not need to move out of the way. Just stand their ground. Really is up to David Tan once he does that to try and bypass the defender. Good refereeing at the end. Saw David Tan slightly injured, so just stop play. Good sportsmanship as well for Thailand to give it straight back to Myanmar. As this game continues to to sit at 1-0. Thailand certainly won't be comfortable. I know how games can change so quickly in the Suzuki Cup. We've witnessed it already in the 2012 edition.
Adon invites Tiratong. Looks for Anucha. They've combined ever so nicely down that left-hand side. Both wonderful left feet, Anucha and Tiratong.
I don't mind interchanging positions either. Anucha starting from a left-back position, stepping forward. Tiratong just sits back and covers. They do have a very good partnership on the left-hand side for Thailand.
Pong again with a very powerful challenge on the back of Yampeng.
The teams finding it difficult to keep possession. Critical of both teams giving the ball away too easily.
Somanya Purase, Natikone's replacement, makes his way off, not really been able to get involved in the game. Apipu is a very, very useful substitute. Attacking player, attacking midfielder.
He'll certainly be looking to provide a little bit more creativity up front. People in particular will be looking to link up with Tirasin. Provide that platform to get the ball from Adon in particular.
There's a need for a stitch or certainly a little bit of tidying up for Panupong Wongsa. A big centre off. I don't need stitches. Temporarily down to 10 men, the blue shirts of Thailand, who lead by a goal to nil. Victory here will take them on to 6 points. With an unassailable lead at the top of the group. Earlier today, Vietnam beaten by Philippines. A late goal from Emilio Calidong as Jack Raffon into Apipo.
Apipo just coming on. He's got plenty of confidence already. Plenty of space in behind where he could have exploited. As we see that coming together there. Pong, just a slight cut on his cheek. It's a very, very little run.
Tillerson caught on the back of the head. Subdued atmosphere in the stadium. Let's see if Tiratong can raise a little bit. Anucha. Tillerson in the middle. So, what an effort is Apipo. Second touch, second goal. Fantastic for Thailand, and that surely is game, set and match.
This is certainly what this game needed. A little bit more quality going forward. And Anucha and the substitute Apipo certainly provided that. Anucha, excellent in their win over Philippines 2-1. Has struggled to have the same impact in this game until then. Hugging the touchline. Beautiful ball in to that penalty spot area. Apipo attacked it with might. He's under plenty of pressure as well. Just getting the back of his head on it, really quite remarkable. You see the angle of his head, he's actually looking towards the ground, hitting it with the back of his head into the top corner. Quality here from Anucha. Just putting it in that area that's just wanting for it to be attacked.
Thailand in control. Lead Philippines 2-0. 2-1, 2-0 up here against Myanmar. And what a substitution. His first touch was a shot over, his second touch a header. That was too much for Tehasitu to cope with.
It really was. magnificent header. People challenging, just getting his head on it. His body position basically all over the place. His head was looking at the ground. It hit him on the back of the head. It went in the back of the net. It just goes to show, you get the ball into those dangerous areas and you force yourself into making a challenge, anything can happen.
David Tan trying to respond. Well, Myanmar are in urgent need because this would leave them with just the 1 point from 2 games, same as Vietnam. Philippines, their victory means they've got 3 points, so Myanmar must win in their last match against Philippines if they're wanting to make it to the semi-finals for just the second time.
Coming into this game, Myanmar certainly did feel that they were underdogs in many ways. Thailand's favourite to win this game. They have made it difficult for them though. Some clinical finishing from Thailand really being the difference in this game at the moment.
Irfan looks for Tirasin, it nearly breaks to a people. Adun. Trying to make it an unusual 1-2. Honglin. A 1-0 it was difficult to see. The comeback from Myanmar, 2-0. Very difficult. Almost impossible.
It certainly will be very, very difficult. Thailand, they have been quite solid in central defence. Chon Latit, very difficult to break down. Foul here on Tirasin. Who really hasn't been able to have the impact he would have liked also going forward. He's worked tirelessly on his defensive duties.
Rafam. The flag stays down. Irfan is getting more and more joy down the right-hand side. The fullback again overlapping.
Linking up very well with Jack Rafan on that right-hand side. Good partnership on the right-hand side. And Tiraton and Anucha on the left-hand side. Both sides can provide plenty of width. Solid in defence, but also very, very good outlets in attack also.
Made a few contentious decisions in his squad choice. Wilfred Schaefer. No, Suchao. Saka. However, what's out on the pitch so far has worked. No Suti, and he's doing it without Datikon as well.
Hasn't been the most entertaining or dominant display. It's been methodical in many ways. Defensively, really haven't given away much at all. Made it difficult for Myanmar to create opportunities going forward.
Anucha once again. Tiraton. Mankyo wins the throw-in. Third round of group games will be live on these networks. Myanmar taking on the Philippines, then Vietnam versus Thailand, a match Vietnam must win. It's on Friday night. Now there's a chance for David Tan. He's rather isolated. Support's arriving now, but there's too many blue shirts, including Apipo, scoring at one end, making a last-ditch clearance at the other. "25 minutes on the clock. biggest tournament in this part of the world, the ASEAN Championship. Local bragging rights very much on the cards. Thailand looking for a fourth title. Yampeng never been beyond the semi-finals.
Very, very difficult now to get any control of the game, particularly in the middle of the park. See Thailand defending in front of their own halfway line, forcing Myanmar into mistakes. It's been a scrappy performance by Myanmar in this second half.
The first change, Yampeng. We saw this in the opening match. Yampeng replaced by another barnstorming striker, Kyong Si-tu. Of that successful junior squad, a teenager. This is 6th cap of the Yangon United contingent.
Great to see progression. The Myanmar national team over the next 5 years. So many good quality young players in the squad getting this experience at the highest level. They'll be richer for the whole experience. As they demonstrated in that first game, the 1-1 draw against Vietnam, they are very competitive.
Anucha's really come into the game in this second half. His cross, headed in by Apipo, was really rather killed the game. Myanmar had made the tactical change, going 3 at the back at the start of the second half, but now under pressure, Chakrafan. It's another run towards the Myanmar goal.
So important. Myanmar, obviously they'll look to try and force their way back into this game. They don't want to concede too many soft goals, though. Goal difference can obviously come into play in this tournament.
Another teenager, Tet Niang, comes onto the park. That's 3 teenagers on the pitch for Myanmar.
Park Sung-hwa certainly does have plenty of confidence in his young players.
Piafong. Si-tu. Promise you will work very hard, but firstly, they've got to defend. Apipo. Apipo! Oh, nearly crept in at the near post. Nearly embarrassed Tihar Si-tu.
Tihar Si-tu did very well to get down to his left-hand side quickly. Apipo, we just see creeping it in towards that near post area. Tihar Si-tu was moving to his right very quickly. Had to come back to his left-hand side.
Monglin and Apipo just having a word or two. Best of friends, says Mani referee Abdul Baki Yaqub. He does come through pretty heftily on his centre forwards.
It's definitely a foul coming in from behind. As he's given away a foul, just jogs back to his position very quickly.
Pichipong replaced by a player with one of the best left foots you can imagine, Artit. Pichipong, good shift by him. The Chonburi man, Artit, comes on.
Some fresh legs there. Artit certainly provide plenty of energy in that midfield area.
Monglin is the back man.
It's difficult, that very straight ball down the middle of the park. So Myanmar in defence, moving up very, very quickly. Thailand looking to just try and make sure they stayed onside. Do want to clip the ball just in towards those wider areas, in towards the corner flag.
shout out to some of the websites that really look after football in this part of the world. ESPNstar.com, the regular reports. Also Jakarta Casual Blogspot, they'll keep you up to date with what's going on in Suzuki Cup and Southeast Asian football, and ThaiLeagueFootball.com website. Speak English and in the Thai dialect, then it's an invaluable source for us.
Really is great, the coverage that the Suzuki Cup does get around the region.
It from Chombury, who's just eased off. He's a much bigger player than David Tam, but David Tam, that's probably one foul too many. It's not that particular foul, but a yellow card for David Tam.
It's definitely a yellow card. David Tam, very unfortunate there to have received the yellow card. Very, very soft. Once again, it's just those mistakes in the middle of the park. You see a poor first touch leads to a clumsy challenge. It's been a frustrating aspect. Nice play in this second half. He wasn't able to keep control. Really is starving Keelin any ball up front. He's working hard, he's good runs, good movement. As we see just there, once again, he's not able to get the ball to his feet.
You can see what Panupong is saying about Keelin. It's 3 or 4 or 5 fouls by the forward on the centre-back.
I don't see anything wrong with that, though, to be honest. Keelin, he's got every right to go for that ball. Very close to a 50-50 challenge.
He's put his studs down his front of his shin, hasn't he?
Too much about that. Central defenders, don't worry, they give out plenty. Nothing wrong with a striker's challenge every now and then, even if it is 4 or 5 times.
Artit's caught late. And that'll be a yellow card for Tet Liang, who's only just come on. Getting a little bit chippy on Myanmar. 2 games in 3 days, and they've got another one to come as well.
And therefore, just coming in with his studs initially, mistiming his challenge, looked a bit nastier than what it actually was. Myanmar has been impressive about their performance, even though they have gone down 2 goals at the moment. They're still battling away, they're still playing with decent confidence. The quality of their play in this second half has been disappointing, particularly when they do have possession, giving it away too easily. But nevertheless, they're still battling.
Taylor Tom.
And it's good refereeing, very good refereeing.
Keelin. Looking to attack the byline. And people. And again, Keelin. And John Lathit this time. It's not often you see 2 6-foot-plus centre-backs bullied by a 5'6" centre-forward.
I think it's fantastic. The ball's there. A little bit of a shove in the back. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Keelin just illustrating one of his outstanding attributes. Incredibly tenacious. Has hardly touched the ball in this second half, but he's still chasing every single lost ball down. You'll love it about his performance. It is frustrating his central defensive opponents, but that's exactly what he wants to do.
Final 15 minutes. Take the angle, Keelin. There's a little bit of comeback. That's what you're talking about, John Lathit. He was looking for that.
John Lathit, that's a silly, silly foul. It's a naive foul.
You know it's coming, PJ.
It certainly did.
Oh,
that is a shocking
That's
challenge.
a red card.
That is a red card. That is a silly, naive foul. a player of his capability, when they've got this game basically won, they're going through to the semi-finals, to lose your cool like that in such a simple fashion. We were just speaking about it earlier, and Keelin has done that exactly right. It should have been a red card. Thailand would have been down to 10 men. Referee, he's missed that one.
David Tam is 14. Monglin causing his problems. On Mo. And Cowan makes a save for the many thousands of fans back home. You term a television save.
It certainly was. Very pretty. Very nice technique. It's only going 3 or 4 yards wide of the post, but nevertheless, he wanted to keep it in play.
Shows good confidence as well, actually.
Certainly does. He hasn't had too much to do in this game.
Artit looks up for Tillison. Comes off Monguin. He's got a great left foot, Artit. Tiraton feeling the pain. Jack Raffon's ball is decent. John Latit wins a corner kick for Thailand. This is corner kick number 5 for the team in blue.
Thailand will take as long as they possibly can. See them really trying to slow the play down, really aiming to take the intensity out of this game. Wouldn't be surprised if they even maybe trying to play a short corner just to keep the ball down in Myanmar's half.
Artit's corner goes all the way through. Nobody anticipated it to get through the red shirts.
That's it. Gorgeous corner. Beating the first defender. Bouncing 2 yards off the goal line, right inside the 6-yard box. Remarkable corner. The very fact that it managed to touch absolutely no one.
It's brilliant on the set play, Artit. There's Anucha. David Tam.
Plenty of movement, just finding it difficult to get on the ball. So important. Back at that foul by John Latit on Keelin. Should have been a red card. There's an opportunity there for Myanmar to get the ball into Keelin's feet. He's either got John Latit, say for example, on him. I'd be surprised if you see another challenge. It really was a ridiculous challenge. He should have been red carded. Thailand to be down to 10 men. And he'd be ruled out for obviously the next group game. Very, very unprofessional. Very, very silly overall.
Didn't see red though, and so Thailand remain on 11 men and a 2-0 lead. This will be enough to take them through to the semi-finals. And then it's a real scrap on the final match day. Thailand versus Vietnam. Vietnam must win. Now there's a chance. Piafon. Piafon! Wants the corner. But that's the rampaging fullback. That's why Schaefer wants him in the team.
Well, he did so well. Basically here, then the cut inside, bring it on to his left foot. was a very nice touch just to drag it onto his left foot. Just lacking that final piece of accuracy.
3-0, Tillotson through on goal, that's his second, and that is the semi-final berth confirmed. And Myanmar, it's been brave, but their hearts have been broken, and Tillotson has done the damage.
Once again, very, very clinical finish by Tillotson. Just getting him behind defensive line. Took it first time, took it on the volley, punished it home. It's been a courageous effort here by Myanmar, but you look at the quality of that through ball. Beautifully weighted, lovely run. Tillotson just driving it home.
Tillaton's pass, Tillotson's finish. Thailand into the last 4.
Quality of the pass there, Des, by Tillotson. Very, very well weighted. So difficult to knock a ball directly down the centre of the pitch there. And for Tillotson to also make sure he stayed on side.
Now this sets up the intriguing finale of matchday 3. What kind of side did Thailand put out against Vietnam? They rest all their star players. Does that give Vietnam a chance to pick up a cheap win? Worry about that on Friday.
It certainly does make it very interesting. So 3 days until their next game on Friday. And then they basically have a week to rest, recuperate and prepare for the semi-finals. So it does make it a slightly challenging decision for Winfried Schäfer. 2 schools of thought. Rest your players, let them have a little bit more recovery. Or let them play a little bit, keep that momentum going, because they're going to get a big rest after the final group game before the semi-finals. The key deciding factor is obviously the physical condition of the players. If they are carrying some minor injuries, it's much, much better, obviously, to rest them for that final group game. And it also gives the opportunity for some of the other squad players to get a run out, because when you do get into those knockout stages, injuries, suspensions, whoever comes into the starting lineup or comes off the bench, they need to perform immediately.
Lovely play. Adam looks for Tillotson. It'll break to Artit. Artit, you could see what he was trying. He's got the ability to float that over the goalkeeper.
Certainly does. Very, very cultured left foot. You can see exactly what he was trying to do. Had a look. Saw Situ off his line. Just tried to clip it in behind him.
Last 5 minutes. Myanmar 0, Thailand 3. Tillotson 2. And people, an unusual header. But generally it's been an imposing performance by the 3-time champions.
It has been very disciplined. Certainly not spectacular. We do look at the last 15-20 minutes as the game has really begun to open up, as we expect it would with Myanmar, looking to chase the game a little bit more. It has been that decisive quality by Thailand in the attacking third, which really has been the difference. Tillotson with 2 very clinical finishes. Good build-up play, particularly on his second goal. It's a good ball in by Tillotson. Still plenty for Winfried Schäfer to work on at training in the final group game and the semi-finals. And we'll expect it would be tougher composition. It seems to be very difficult and prime get to those knockout stages, and as we know, over a couple of legs, anything can happen. It really is such an entertaining tournament, the Suzuki Cup.
Artit. Focus changes the other group tomorrow night. Singapore versus Indonesia, Malaysia versus Laos. Both matches live on these channels. Malaysia hoping to get that 3-0 drubbing from Singapore out their system. As Jack Raffan just too far ahead of Artit.
They are a couple of great games once again to look forward to. Now with that very impressive 2-2 draw with Indonesia, and then Singapore with that awesome 3-0 win for the defending champions Malaysia. There's still plenty up for grabs in this group. Really is another very good night of football to look forward to tomorrow night. And I know, Des, we get the opportunity to sit next to each other again. Looking forward to it already.
First look that we've had at the third Thai substitute, at Sompong. Just came on in a quiet moment. This is job well done by Thailand. You can't ask for more than to get out your group. Minimum first, 2 wins out of 2.
That's exactly right, Des. Tournaments such as this, your performances do tend to evolve and do tend to improve. Your first objective, as you rightly said, is to make sure you progress to the next round, first and foremost. The result is most important. The performance, well, that's completely secondary.
Adun to Sompong. Bangkok United man launches one, looking for Tirasin for a hat-trick! Tirasin makes it 4. He makes it 3 for himself. And that is now a drubbing. And Tirasin has shown his quality.
He certainly has. A little bit harsh now, the scoreline for Myanmar. But the quality of the first touch by Tirasin and the quality of his finish, absolutely delightful. It was also a very, very good through ball by Sompong. And Tirasin controlling it with his right, a deft touch, keeping it in his stride, then punishing the ball home. Tirasin has been absolutely quality. He's been starved of the ball on many occasions, but the quality of his finishing, so clinical. He takes his chances when he has them. Now Thailand will be hoping he can continue with his form for the remainder of the tournament.
19, 81 and 88 minutes for Tirasin. Decent save. Everything the goalkeeper's been asked to do, he has done well. The only blemish would be that rush of blood to the head that we saw from John Latin. Escaped with a yellow card. 4 more minutes of torture for Myanmar.
John Latin certainly look back at that. I'm sure his manager, Infred Schaefer, will certainly look back at that and have some very harsh words to say to his defender.
Keelan loses out. Even Keelan looks a little bit discouraged. Tirasin. 2 with his right foot, 1 with his left. All 3 unerring finishes.
They really have been. 2 of the goals really were taken. 1, first of all, with a very delightful first touch, and then finishing it with his second touch. And then the other goal, just basically taking it first time.
Artit. Jack Raffan has had a very good second half. Artit. Anucha. Oh, for once, his left foot lets him down.
Anucha has worked very hard once again on that left-hand side. See exactly what I wanted to do. Just whip it in behind the Myanmar defence. pitch really hasn't helped him there, to be honest. He's bobbling around a little bit. You just need a slight little bobble as you're going to strike it. It certainly does appear very bad.
Keelan. Tetnyang. Corner kick won by Myanmar. It's their first, and it's come in the 92nd minute. Inevitably, it's been won by the hard-working Keelan. Keelan. Well, he's produced a little bit of magic once again. Panupong makes the clearance. No harm done, but
it's a good option there by Keelan. Didn't have too much on, just decided to whip it across the face of goal, forcing Thailand into defending it. Once again, we know that with the ball whipped in at such pace, the ball can really go anywhere.
Sompong only heads it back into his own area. The substitutes have certainly made an impression. Sompong set up one. Apipo scored one. Oh, that's beautiful. Anucha. Sompong will chase. He just gets a little shove in the back.
Really have been impressive substitutions. Schaefer have made a difference. It's exactly what you want from your substitutions, to step on, just to raise the level of intensity, raise the quality in your team's play. They've certainly done that tonight.
Apipo. Adun has been quietly efficient in the heart of the midfield. Adun. Referee decides. No, he carries on. He thought that was full time. Instead, it's a free kick. There was a rogue whistle there, which I think everybody thought was the full-time whistle. It wasn't. Now, Jack Raffan has won a free kick, and
that's a very soft foul once again. He's been very quick to award a free kick this evening.
Jack Raffan decides enough is enough. It's 4-0. It's comfortable for Thailand, if a little bit harsh on Myanmar. PJ Roberts.
That's exactly right, Des. Thailand had to work hard. It was unspectacular, but it was discipline, except for one challenge from Chonlatit. But Myanmar can hold their heads up high. It was a proud performance. Ran away from them in the end, but they continued to try, they continued to challenge with what is a very, very young squad. Look forward to seeing their performances in the national team level over the next 5 years, because they will continue to progress from what we've seen tonight.
Thailand have secured their place in the semi-finals. Played 2, won 2, 6 points. Vietnam to come. The final score from the Rajamangala, a hat-trick for Tirasin. Thailand 4, Myanmar